Good afternoon. This is Debra Wilson. It is Saturday, the 16th of April, 2022, and the time is approximately 1600 hours and 41 minutes. Oh, and I'm in Bradford, West Yorkshire. That's in England. I'm going to make this quick because I really don't know what to say. Um, I was doing a bit of shopping in the Broadway. It was mostly window shopping. That's a shopping mall here in the city. And as I walked, I was on my way to walking towards the Tesco, and there's a bedding shop. And there were about, I counted them, 18 young males. And their ages, oh, I'm thinking like 12, 13 to 15. They were young. And they were having an argument with two adult males, the 18 male kids. And so those two adult males took off, and with the young boys, their adrenaline was going, and they were roaming around like, well, the sum was greater than the parts, and there were 18 parts. And so I was going on my way to Tesco's because I did not find what I wanted in the shops in the Broadway. And they were crossing the street. Some of them tried to get on a bus. The bus driver wouldn't let them on. And as the bus took off, a few of them were kicking the side of the bus, outside the bus. And then so I'm walking up the hill. It's Bradford. The hill's everywhere. I was walking up the hill, and I was in the midst of them, which was immediately concerning. But when I actually focused on their energy, which was quite toxic and elevated, it wasn't about me. They were like pinging off of each other. And so I said, "Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me." And they didn't acknowledge me. They didn't look at me. They just moved out of the way. I said, "I'm trying to get through." They just moved out of the way. And they ended up outside the Tesco's at one point, but they went past it. And it was, I'm still trying to make sense of it because identity is one of the things I seek to understand, and to look at the way in which the state looks at various performances of identity as it relates to our collective safety. So, all right, there. I'm taking this out of chronological order. When I was in the Broadway, I actually did do a wee bit of shopping, and I was standing. Yes, I did find one shop in which I was able to get one of the items I was looking for, and there were two young males in their 20s that were like in the way, and I said, "Excuse me," and they moved out of the way. They were very deferential and very respectful. And so I couldn't really decide which item I wanted to get. And I kept moving around, and I was in their way, but they moved out of the way. They just kept moving. If I moved left, they went right. If I went right, they went left. So when I finally figured out what I wanted to purchase, I turned to them and I said, excuse me. And they said, yes. And I said, I just want to mention that the two of you are very polite. And they just looked at me. One of them looked offended, like, well, what else? What would be? And the other one was smiling from ear to ear. And I said, I just want to say thank you. No matter where I moved to, you moved out of the way. If I said, excuse me, you like immediately moved. So this is a bit of a ramble like most of my YouTube videos, but I'm seeking to understand the performance of identity and how specifically those performances, when they're weaponized or when they're not weaponized, how the state understands them. This is Debra V. Wilson. I'm in Bradford, and I did a wee bit of shopping and did some work. Thank you.